Hi guys, Smith here, welcome to the first round of the AOR GT3 Elite League, and today I'm at the Hockenheim ring. Yes, I got promoted from the Pro League to the Elite League, so to be racing the top guys in this AOR GT3 setup is going to be challenging, very interesting, and hopefully I can have a really good season. As you can see, I'm driving the BMW Z4, which feels much better, I've got to say, than the RUF did last season. Feels more responsive and fun to drive, which I will say the RUF didn't feel either of those two. So yeah, that does feel better for me this season. But anyway, rule changes which are happening for season 2. Well, not rules, but sort of settings, but anyway. Basically, first of all, the tyre wear has went from ×7 to real tyre wear. So basically, in a nutshell, the tyres won't wear as much. So really, it should mean more pushing on, say, softer tyres, which I suppose could benefit, me, but in a way it couldn't, because my strategy was probably one of my most strongest points last season, I've got to say. I think that was probably the best thing out of my sort of, skill set last season. But the second thing is there's a day and night cycle, which will only really be in the Asian and American races that you'll notice this, that we'll be driving at night time. The European races it won't happen, which is a sort of shame, but it'll be interesting to see what happens when we go to these Asian and American tracks. I think the first American track we go to is round 3 at Road America, I believe. I'm not too sure, I think I'm right. But yeah, the only two changes I think have really happened. But anyway, coming towards the end of this lap, and I'm going to come to the line now, and I will do an improvement, and this will be a 39.008, which put me in 9th position, and the top 10 was covered by about 1.1 seconds, which was quite impressive. Actually, in the Pro League it was normally about, from 1st to 4th, about 1.5, so to cover the first 11 by 1.1 just shows how close this league can be. But anyway, as the green light show, lights out, and away we go here for the first round of the AOR GT3 Elite League. Hockenheim and Living Dead got a decent start, I got a poor start, and he jumped me straight away off the line, so down into 9th position, and Rez is behind me in 10th, so coming towards turn 2, and just trying to take it cleanly, take it a little bit wide because I didn't really know where Rez was, and then exiting turn 4, because these two turns 2, 3 and 4 all together. Now Rez got a really good exit, and I think I might have got a poor exit, but I'm not too sure really, I couldn't really tell, but he got past me straight away. And then coming towards the braking zone towards turn 6, and I braked too early as I saw him braking, and I thought I might hit him, so I thought better not hit him, rear-ending him, but then I touched Alcon on the exit of turn 6 at the hairpin, and I'm down into 11th position. So that was really disappointing, but obviously I didn't want to cause a collision on the first race of the season, because to be honest my mindset is, try and just drive clean and then feel your way into it for the rest of the season. Really, I always try and do sort of cautious races in the first 2 or 3 races, then sort of get more aggressive as I feel the confidence sort of flow, if that made sense. But anyway, Rez went off into the wall, down into 11th, last position. I'm up into 10th, and I wasn't really I caught Alcon up a little bit, but it wasn't by too much actually. And then on lap 9, coming towards Alcon, exiting the last turn of Sud Curve, and still the same gap between me and Alcon, but entering turn 1 Nord Curve, and I just lose the car on the curb, on the sausage curb on the inside, and you see slow motion of this, clip the curb, the front right clips the curb, just throws me into a half spin, which then thankfully I only lost a couple of seconds. Thankfully I didn't touch the wall, which if it had touched the wall I've had really a little bit of damage, which would have really compromised my race. But anyway, lap 18 now, and 2 guys have pitted, so I'm up into 7th position, and then they're coming towards lap 19 now, so, and then there's another 2 guys in the pits, so we're just trying to stay out. The strategy is, I don't know if you saw at the start, but we put 95 litres of fuel in, so basically I'm just trying to go to the end on the one set of tyres, which is the soft tyres. Anyway, coming into third position on lap 20, so I'm not sure who exited the pits, but yeah, we're up into third. I'm up into third position, so at this moment, you know, as I exit turn 2 really poorly, yeah, I was actually, you know, quite happy with how it was going at this point. And then lap 21 now, and I get a really poor entry into turn 2, and I was having to brake early into turn 2 because the car was sort of overshooting and, you know, trying to run off the track. So I had to enter turn 2 really early, which lost me a lot of time. And as you see now, Atticus making the move into turn 6, but he goes wide, and then he's gonna try and get through on turn 7, the king for turn 7, as you see, really close, as you see on the rear mirror, and he got through. As I did lift a little bit through there, I didn't want to cause any contact with Atticus, so he's not really racing me, he's racing for the lead, and let through Tam as well. Not trying to compromise their race, because I was thinking more towards the tyres, because obviously if you try and, you know, half race them, you know, you lose life in your tyres, which you don't want to do. I wanted to just keep my tyres till the end of this Grand Prix. Anyway, lap 24 now, and Troy pitted, so I'm into third position. So I'm now racing for position really, but T6 Bullet was catching me by a few tenths a lap. He weren't catching me as much as Atticus and Tam did, but he was catching me nevertheless, and to be honest, I knew I weren't going to keep him behind, because he just seemed to have more pace on the fresher tyres, and obviously he did qualify higher than me, so he did have more pace than I did at this track. So he's going to really make a move coming up towards turn 6. He might have already got this move done. Yes, he has. So down into 4th, and Jordan is 8.5 seconds behind, so I've just got to try and keep him behind for the remaining 5 laps of this race, which will be difficult because the tyres were starting to go off now. And as you see, on lap 33 I was 4 seconds ahead of Jordan, so the gap went from 4 seconds in 3 laps, well, cut by 4 seconds in 3 laps. And on last lap 35 of this Grand Prix, this endurance race, 1.5 seconds, so Jordan was really catching me again. 1.5 laps and he caught me by about 3 seconds, so he was really catching me on fresher tyres. Remember, I haven't pitted, started on the softs what I qualified on, so I knew that I was struggling to try and keep him behind, try and keep this up, really keep the pace. I was doing pretty well, I was pretty pleased with my race. I mean, if I'd have pitted, I'd have probably finished about 8th or 9th, so to be fighting for 4th, and this is not bad. This strategy has worked. The shame that my teammate Blizzard disconnected, I've got to say, because he was in 3rd and he told me the strategy, what he was going to do, and I honestly think he could have won this race, because he had really good pace around this racetrack. But anyway, that's unfortunate for BMW, by the way, you know, as the top 2 BMW guys have their points counted towards the constructors. But trying to hold off Jordan now for this last couple of turns, and I should have this should have this 4th position as long as I don't make a mistake exiting the last turn. Keep it in the 4 lines, and yep, 4th position. So I was actually quite pleased with that. I think the strategy really worked. I did a practice race before the start of this race, and I knew that I could do 35 on the softs quite easy, but they did wear quite a lot between lap 30 and lap 35, which managed to let Jordan catch up quite significantly. But anyway, until next time in Donington, thanks for watching and goodbye.